Hey there, friendlies. How's up? I am doing this on my phone, cellularly, so I don't know how much lag we're gonna have. If we have a lot of lag, sorry about it. There's nothing I can do about it. What's happening right now is I'm just sort of decompressing a bit because every bloody day the news gets worse, and I happen to live in a neighborhood that the government has told people to avoid because apparently people here can't follow the damn rules, and they're making it crappy for everyone. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is a little fire, maybe a little ramen, see how much I get done before you guys distract me with the comments. When I'm doing this on the phone, I can't always see all the comments. I'm not as good at, you know, live chat, all messages are visible, boom. I'm just setting everything up. This is not my usual Tuesday live stream, so it's gonna be a little rougher, not quite as pro. That's pro in air quotes, of course. I haven't shaved today. It's okay, you guys aren't gonna be judging me, right? All right. So what I've done here is I brought out a chopping block, and let me see, is that gonna, see right there, chopping block? And I'm just gonna sort of prep my fire, see how much I get done. You guys saw this axe in my other, in my most recent video, and I'm using it a lot because I can't get to my usual woods to do the actual review of it yet. So I'm just using it anyway. To make it work for me, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make it work for you. Gotta get that stuff. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this or my my firebox. I'll decide later. I've been trying to use the firebox more because I've had it for a long time. It was given to me by one of you guys, and I don't remember which one it was. Was it Anthony Henry? Or tell you what. As soon as I remember, I'll drop his name in the show notes if I actually put up show notes, if I keep this live stream up after today. I'm really gonna try not to get all maudlin and depressed on you guys, but it is definitely tough not being more mobile, not being able to hit the woods. I'm trapped here in my backyard, getting all like living the time of cholera. So because for either of these I need much shorter pieces of wood. Is anyone actually there yet? Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. By the way, if I do leave this live stream out and you're watching this time shifted to tomorrow or whatever, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. Watch me make a tiny campfire in my backyard. I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using YouTube's built-in live streaming capability. And I don't really remember how to get comments to appear on the phone. Live chat messages are visible. Okay, good. Hey, Dauber. Hey, Herbert T Outdoors. The video is very grainy. Yeah, for my live streams, I'm usually connected through Ethernet. I'm A, using my phone, and B, my Wi-Fi doesn't get out here into the backyard, so I'm not surprised. I'm sorry about that. I was really hoping it would be better. Oh, hey, Outdoor Dauber. But as I said, I'm just trying to decompress a little bit, you know. We're living in very depressing times right now. But I don't think that people should be panicking. I think people should be smart. You know, I think people should follow the damn rules. I don't think you have to buy ammunition. I don't think you have to bunker. Well, no, we're bunkering, but I don't think you have to. You don't have to go full-on prepper. Although, my wife did say that when this is over, we're putting a prepper cache together. We're gonna get a supply of a year's worth of canned goods going and everything because she's like, I can't handle this. I said, okay. if she's not kidding, if once this is over, we start putting a big cache of dried goods and stuff together, you know, go all preppery, would you guys be interested in seeing a series on that? Would that be interesting to you guys? Because, I mean, part of my personal brand, as people say, is that I'm not one of those people you would see on, you know, what was that National Geographic show called? Doomsday Preppers? Would you guys be interested in seeing that? I bet you would. I'm gonna have to get a bit more, yeah. That's better. So now my head's out of frame. Sorry, guys. Oops. There we go. Yeah, what I wish, I wish there was a way that I could be doing this on my cell phone and still have the usual live stream experience for you guys. You know, no lag, great video quality. Actually, it's funny that I say great video quality because the quality of from StreamYard, if you're not paying per month for StreamYard, is not that great. It's like $7.20, I think. But the benefits outweigh the film quality, in my opinion. I'm thinking of maybe trying Zoom. Do any of you guys know someone who's live streaming with Zoom right now? Because I know that it's sort of a fairly recent video conference software, but I don't know if I've seen anyone live streaming with it. If maybe the video quality would be better there. Are you guys all bunkering, or are you sort of trying to live your regular life like nothing's happening? Oh, I forgot to see if anyone's actually happened. Rolling Homestead. Okay, so he's using Zoom now. Okay. All right, that's good to know, Herbert. Maybe I'll drop him a line to ask how he likes it. Maybe I'll just go back and does he leave his streams up or does he take them down when they're done? I keep looking over there, but the lens over here, I put my camera in the opposite of what I usually do. By the way, je fais un live stream là, mais mon caméra est ici. Oui, je fais un live stream sur mon YouTube, mais la caméra va pas être là. Ah, ok. C'est correct? Ah oui, oui. Ok. Génial. Just totally lost my French there for a second. I usually do that, but I felt all awkward because I was on camera. This is I don't know what this is called in English, but in French we call it a merisier. If Simon Courget comes online, he'll know what that is in English. That should be enough. I got buckets of wood in here as well that I'm going to use. I'll just split these rounds up a little bit. In the video I put up on Friday, you'll know that even though with a small axe I'm usually on my knees, I find that because this is a wholly different length for me, that I was having a hard time figuring out whether to, you know. So I stood up and had my legs as far apart as possible, but I'm going to try to stick on my knees and see if I can just get used to that. Somebody just made a comment. I shall not verify. Oops. Come on. That's not what I meant. But how do I see the damn comment? Hey, Damus is here. How's it going? Oh, Herbert, you and Tyler Wood are working on finding the best one. Yeah, I think that. Sorry, but I like StreamYard. It's very easy to use. Damus, you know, I'm doing as well as you can when you're all bunkered up and you can't go out. How are you? I like the usability of StreamYard. I don't like the fact that if I'm not paying for it, I can't have 1080p video though. that's kind of the only thing I don't like about it. It's a great system. And I've just put up with the 720p because the usability is there, because it is so like seamless, you know, in terms of getting your stuff into into YouTube. It's a terrific system. It's just I kind of wish that I could have a better quality video. All, you know, it's not that bad a deal, you know. I'm just making small pieces here, guys, because I haven't yet decided if I'm going to use my IKEA hobo stove, the one that I made, or my little firebox. I'm trying to use that firebox more. I find it's awkward to try and unfold it in some ways, and it's really light. Like, it's light enough that I can knock it over if I'm not careful, which is why I haven't been using it, but I got it, and it's a nice little stove, so maybe I'll use that today. How many of you guys have something like that, like a little firebox or something? Because there's a lot of people with one of these, you know, because this is dirt cheap and easy to make. That's the magic of that IKEA hobo stove. That's weird. Don't resist. Resistance is futile. I've always sort of seen the little micro stove, whatever it's called, and hobo stoves and stuff as being like second best, because when I'm in the woods, to me, you know, it's a fire. It's not a little tiny stove. It's not an alcohol stove, meths or any of that. Why is this piece of wood so whatevs? You know, to me, it's having a little stove on the go is like you're not really getting the outdoor experience, which is a silly way to look at it. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not proud of that philosophy. I'm saying it as, you know, don't be like me. Wow, what is up with this wood? Strong like bull. I wonder what this looks like from there. I wonder if I look like I'm doing something completely unsafe. I'm very aware of how, no matter how small a channel you are, once people are watching your stuff, you really got to bring your A game, you know? That's why I did that video on calling myself out for certain things that I've been doing. Because it's funny how, like, when you've been doing certain things for a number of years, you can get some really crappy habits show up. Merisier in English. I don't know what that is in English. It's a good hardwood though. Ish. It's I think it's in the same family as birch. Maybe it's a black birch or something, I don't know. But the bark is very, very birchy. Oh, I got a great big shadow right where my head is, which is hilarious. Wow. That's urban living. There's a house right there. It's blocking me. I'll use that as fire making stuff. I'm just going to check to see if anyone's saying anything. Like, how come? There we go. Hey! Tenenbaum's here. Video's better now? All right, Herbert. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Yeah, Tenenbaum, I'm just doing a little impromptu stream to decompress. I've decided I don't think I'm going to listen to the news anymore, not until this whole thing blows over. It's just, it's too heavy on my head. You know, I'm not, like I said in that video, that I dropped a few YouTubers because of their alarmist take on what's going on. And I don't want that to, I don't want to make it sound like I'm not aware of what's going on or I don't acknowledge it. I'm asthmatic, so anything that could lead to me needing a breather at any time is something that my doctor wants me to stay away from. And so right now I'm supposed to be very careful. My daughter, the youngest daughter, her immune system is not great. So, I mean, so I understand that this is a stressful time, and believe me, I feel it. I just don't think that there's any excuse for every YouTuber has a platform, and the message that they put out there becomes part of their legacy. And I never want my legacy to be, oh, he was one of the guys who went and bought a metric ton of ammunition, or went and bought himself an AR-15, or because of, the zombies are coming, or any of that stuff. I work very hard to not disseminate sensationalism on my channel. For me, it's good enough to just be sensational. That's a terrible joke. Sorry, guys. And I think that right now, we're seeing, let's just say that not everyone is taking the same road as I am, and I'm not here to hate on anyone. Every channel is different, and for some channels, home defense and everything is part of their brand. It's not part of mine. So giving into it right now would not be. Let's see if I can move this sort of into the shade. If maybe like this, except that now, what am I going to put it on? Hold on. We've got all these little kiddie picnic tables out here. Because since we can't go anywhere, why not? How's that? Anyone still there? Did I lose my signal? No. Okay, I still got some peeps. Who's saying anything? Who's talking? Who's talking? Okay. So yeah, I got me some wood here. I'm gonna get out some kindling. I think I have to make some of those pieces even a little smaller. There's a cedar block from when I built that fence over there. You can't beat cedar, man. It's pure magic. Cedar is pure magic. Lighting fires. It's not great for burning, a long time or anything like that. It's terrible as a full-on burn wood. But when you're just trying to get your fire started, cedar is lovely. And as a benefit, burning cedar smells so good, man. It's like you can eat it. I wouldn't suggest you go chowing down on cedar necessarily, but it does smell that good. That's better. Actually, the sun's actually gone out. It's getting a little chilly now, in fact. I don't know, I just can't win today. I don't know what to do. I'm having a hard time making decisions here. There we go. Tack. That's short enough. So what's everyone else doing on this quarantine times? Man. I'm trying to see. There we go. There we go. I'm just trying to stick. Damn it, you didn't answer me. How are you doing, man? How's every little person today? Everyone keeping their heads. Yeah, I don't know why I tried to do that. There we go. That was not good. Tiny pieces. Fire starting with. Go. Do. So yeah, the part of Montreal I live in is unfortunately a part that the provincial government has told people to stay away from if at all possible, because people are just too damn stupid for their own good. People aren't listening to the warnings. They're not following the. Um, I'm putting the blade. See, I've got this little tag here, so I'm putting the blade there, and I'm lifting like this so that I don't. There's virtually no chance of me cutting myself. It's a little safer than it looks. Just don't want you guys to think that I'm. There we go. Now that's not safe anymore. So I will return to. Goodness gracious. Because I live in a province that went from having a couple of hundred cases of this thing to having over 2,000 cases in like a day or two. So we currently have the most cases of anyone in Canada, but that's not because we're dumber than everyone else. It's because our spring break happens a week before the rest of the country, and it happened at exactly the wrong time for this whole thing. I'm not having alcoholic beer right now because of the fact that I'm working with bladed objects. I may have one later. I do not yet know. And I'm being real ginger about this because of that live stream where I cut myself. Remember when it went pop and came back and got me there? Did you see that? That scar? Yeah. That was me being dumb. I don't even really want to do it this way, to be honest with you. There we go. I need to see who's on, who's talking. How's my signal? Am I still coming through? Or am I getting all kinds of lag? We wouldn't want lag now, would we? Lag just gets in the way. Just gets in the way. This is not to replace my usual Tuesday night live stream, by the way. This is just me needing to sort of get out of the house, wanting to share it with you guys, my virtual buddies, my online friends. Man, now that the sun's gone out. Yes, I'm aware that I'm wearing two different plaids. I'm sorry about it. For you guys are all very stylish. You judge me for it, but root beer is the only pop slash soft drink slash what's it called in the States? Soda. It's the only one I drink pretty much. I don't do Coke, I don't do Pepsi. I'll have ginger ale on occasion. A little Canada Dry action. There we go. I'm adjusting. This is like the least pro live stream ever, guys. I'm sorry, but as I said, I didn't plan this. I just wanted to talk to some friendlies because I feel so damn trapped in the house. And so does the rest of my family. You know what it's like? Of course, everyone's trapped right now. Of course, you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what a statistic I would love to see? I said this on my Twitter feed. Not my Raindance one, my personal one, my Jesse Corbet. I think I said it on Facebook. I would love to see what the statistics are of how much the use of streaming, like video conferencing and video calling software like FaceTime and Skype and Teams and Zoom and stuff has gone up. I would love to see what the usage stats on that stuff is right now, because like I got FaceTimed by my mother this week. Trying to get her to learn is frustrating, not because she's a dummy, it's because, look, there's tech happening right now that I'm having trouble with because it's a generational thing. It really is. And, but you know, you need human contact. You need human contact. If, one thing that, one thing that I have always believed, and believe now more than ever, is that if the world ended tomorrow, I would not go provided I survived the first 24 hours, I would not go the lone wolf route. I would immediately go about trying to develop a small community of people so that everyone can bring a skill to the table. You know, so that 24/7 there's somebody awake and keeping an eye out, so that people don't, go nuts in isolation. And I've seen some other channels where people are coming to the same conclusion, like some more prepperly channels. I was watching a great YouTube last night or the night before. As someone who's very, very sort of self-sufficient, who's very self-reliance oriented, and he was saying that like he was in England, I think the north. He sounded kind of northern, and he's saying that one thing that he's learned about this is that he's self-sufficient as hell. He's not worried about himself, but he does realize that being self-sufficient for his own sake isn't enough. If everyone he cares about is gone, then it wasn't enough to be self-sufficient. And like, I wonder if, because the world isn't ending right now. If this turns out to be like a Spanish flu thing, where it comes back, where the first wave is very, very mild, and then the second wave just comes through like a hurricane, then okay, maybe we are looking at the end of days for some people. But whatever. I'm not thinking about that right now because that's just hearsay and panic. But if the end of days does come and you are prepared enough to make a go of it yourself, but nobody you care about is there anymore, is there a point? I don't know. It's a question that I'm asking because for me it's not about survivalism. It's not. I'm not a prepper. I do bushcraft because I love the outdoors. I do bushcraft because I love old skills. Right. So to me, it's almost something I never have to think about because it's not part of my context. And I don't think that if the world ended tomorrow, I would do very well. Sure, I have firearms because I have, I have experience hunting. But I don't have any, there's no castle law here, right? So I don't have anything self-defense oriented. So I don't know, like, if you survive, but no one you care about did, then how the hell do you live with yourself? I can tell you right now, if my little girls were gone, I would have a very hard time getting up every morning. Even in the world as it is today. Do I need this? Maybe not. I'm gonna probably do it with that. So, like, if the world ends and everyone I cared about was gone, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it. What do you guys think? Like, I'm genuinely interested in hearing what you guys have to what your thoughts are on that. Because to some people, it's survival. Survival is number one. Job number one is to survive, no matter what. And okay, that's probably legit. I just don't know if I would, if I would want to be one of the survivors if I didn't have anyone that I loved with me. I also believe that, like, for anyone who's joining now, I'm not saying that COVID-19 is the end of the world. I'm just riffing off of it because some other YouTubers have, and I'm just sort of wondering about certain philosophies because because I'm out here and I'm making a fire and, you know, talking to you guys, and I want to talk about something that interests me. Off of sort of stream of consciousness here. I'm just blithering on about whatever the hell pops into my mind. So it's not all stuff that I think very much about. I don't think very much about the end of the world. I don't think very much about plagues coming through and taking out the entire, taking out civilization. And I don't think that's what's happening now. But I am someone who does love him some post-apocalypse stuff. Man. Video games. I love me the post-apocalypse stuff. I like the zombie genre. I like... I loved A Boy and His Dog. And I'm dating myself by bringing that movie up, let me tell you. But I loved it. I loved Mega Man. I love, video games. I love stuff like Left 4 Dead, the Fallout series, with the exception of 76. I ain't playing that. It's a genre that I'm interested in, rather than it's something I think is happening to us. Matches just in case. Gotta have them. I almost never use them. Even for my barbecue, I like the barbecue with either flint and steel or a ferro rod. But I like knowing the got matches in my kit, just in case nothing's working. All right, we got 4 people on right now. Ferro rod or flint and steel? What should I use? Tell me right now. Don't give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Just say F&S or flint and steel or ferro rod. This little, hold on, I'm gonna show it to you a little closer. You guys saw this stove in my, can I just turn the camera around? Yes, I can. This little Firebox Nano Titanium. This was also a gift. I think it came with something else, but I don't bloody remember what. Oh, it came with a kettle? It came with a kettle. It was like a package. Anyone? No one's commenting. All right, maybe I'll just flip a coin then. You guys ain't commenting. Either that or I lost my signal and I don't know it. Let's do a little F&S action, okay? I don't do a whole lot of flint and steel anymore because I usually have Camille light the fire, and she's still working on the ferro rod. She's getting very good at the ferro rod, but I mean that's what she's working on. So I haven't used my flint and steel in a while. In fact, where the hell's my steel? Not my steel, my flint. There, please. I need to get some new flint. I would love, if anyone knows of an affordable source for good British flint, I would love it. Because this flint here, like all the edges are kind of gone on it, so I have a hard time finding a place to pound away. I'm just gonna pound my thumb if I do it there. Oh, that was so painful. Oh. Should I try it this way? It's funny. I have. I know that there's a specific side you're supposed to have your char cloth on, but I have found success both ways, and so I flip it around depending, pretty much on the regular. There we go. Put you in there. A little bit of this cedar bark. few shreds of this very dry, very thinly sliced pine. Flamey, flamey, go, go, pop. Flamey, flamey, pop. Oop. So much wind. Oh no, don't blow up my fire. Thing is, in an environment like this, if it's too windy, then you kind of can't put your fire together because you don't want cinders blowing into the neighbors' yards or onto roofs and stuff. But with these tiny little stoves, you kind of don't have to worry about that because the fires are very small. Like tiny, tiny. Have we lost someone here? We're gonna, you see, this is all very fast burning wood. This is like pine and cedar and stuff. This merisier, whatever it's called in English, is a much harder wood. So I'm going to put that in for, that's what's going to be my embers, my very tiny embers. Gotta get that to fall in a bit better. Yeah. Just keeping an eye to see if you guys are commenting or not. You know what, before, I don't want to lose my flames here, so I'm going to add a bit more of this stuff into the mix. I couldn't honestly tell you what this really dark wood is. It's got a cedary smell to it. But I don't know if it's like a red cedar or what. Here we go. Boom. I love the sound of a fire. It's not only the smell and the warmth and the vision. I love the noise that a fire makes as it snaps, crackles away to itself. I love that cedary smell. Living dangerously. There we go. There we go. Fire's crackling happily. Let me see if you guys are saying anything. So who's hanging out with me? Let's do a sound off. I know that Tenenbaum is here or was here. Damn it, save 5. Nice to see you. Herbert T Outdoors, if you're still on. Numbers have been sort of bouncing around a bit, so I don't know who's still on. Outdoor Dogger's probably still on because, you know, because he's a great guy. That boy. For those of you who are just joining, I'm just decompressing a bit from isolation, getting away from the news. I live in a neighborhood where the news keeps getting worse, so, you know, a little fire. I was going to make myself a little ramen, but I realized I forgot to bring a pair of chopsticks out. Just going to go and ask if I can have some chopsticks. If the signal drops, sorry. Camille, oh, ma bad. Je peux avoir des baguettes, s'il te plaît? Des chopsticks puis un spoon? There's one benefit. Oh, what? Genial. Let's see. So, one. Oh, hi. Hold on. You want to say hi? Hi. Bye bye. Wow, look at all that drool. Bye bye. There we go. Got me some chopsticks, so we're gonna have some ramen. You know, I'm 47, so I don't. Hold on. Someone's pounding. It's hard because I can show the baby, but I cannot show the wife due to her job. There we go. Okay. What do you think? I mean, when you're using these tiny little stoves, you can't really wait for embers. You kind of have to cook over flame, which I don't generally like doing, but it's a context thing, right? I mean, it's just that's what you have to do, because you don't get enough ember. You know, the context of these little stoves is that you don't get enough ember to do much. So I'm throwing the merisier on. Outdoor, if you could bug Simo and ask him what a merisier is in English, because I think he's off doing some volunteer work, or he's moving someone today. Can you imagine trying to move someone during a pandemic? Man, better him than me. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get my water. What I got here is what I think is 500 mils of water, but I have no idea. I don't know how to. Oh, these are Camille's gloves. I don't know how to. I don't know how to eyeball something like that. You know? How do you eyeball 500 mils of water? I just fill to a certain area, a certain spot about there, and think, that looks like 500 mils. Whoops. Huh. Okay. This is not as much bigger than that as I thought. So let's try something kind of saucy here. Let's turn these in without burning our hands or setting the gloves on fire. That's the magic of leather gloves, folks. What I'm doing right now, the magic of leather gloves. There we go. You see what I was saying before about how light this stove is? It would be very, very easy to just knock it over if I wasn't very careful. So I'm being as careful as I can be. Arrête! Je suis en train de faire un live stream là. Oh, my wife is such a brat. We keep all the the bottles and cans to go back to the store on the balcony here. So she's being a little bratly. So I'll just wait for that to boil up. I just realized I forgot to open up the butterfly handles. So I'll try to do that without knocking anything over. I know I've said this before, guys, but I love this Morse pot. This is a great design. It really bugs me that this is originally a Royal Canadian Air Force design. And as usual in this damned country, it took the Americans to bring it to market. It's like there are so many things historically that we've done and have been fabulous and then gone. I think I've mentioned before the Avro Arrow. The Avro Arrow is a plane in Canada's history that you bring it up in a party and everyone's got a frickin' opinion. And I'm no different. But whether or not the Avro Arrow was as good as they say it was, the fact is, when that program got shut down by Prime Minister Diefenbaker, a direct result of that was the space shuttle program in the United States, because like all those engineers who got laid off, many of them just got hired by NASA and by, you know, American companies. It's like we're just so into giving away our brain trust in this country. That sounds like I'm getting political though, so I'm just going to shut up about that. But anyway, culturally speaking, Canadians will come up with something fabulous and then trust someone else to make all the money off of it. I don't know where I put the little canister for this. There it is. I'm gonna try to. I'm really trying to clean up as I go from now on, because I was looking at some of the cut, the footage that didn't make it into previous videos of mine, and looking around at the campsites or whatever, and so messy. Man. So I'm just trying to clean as I go at this point. You know, use something, put it away right away. I just put my flint and steel away completely wrong, so I will redo that. Now, there's one thing I hadn't thought of with this tiny stove, which is not a problem with that one. That's that as I feel the need to replace the wood in there, like if I take the pot away to drop the wood in, is the pot going to cool off too much? Like as I do it, like am I going to be missing out on, like is it going to take appreciably longer to cook this because of that? Let's see if anyone's actually commenting. You know what I'm saying? Or is this like, well, I guess we're about to find out, because I got to add some wood to the fire. Got to add some wood. There we go. Because with these little nano stoves, well, even with the bigger, anything firebox sized, you really have to take care of your fire a lot more than if you just had a big old campfire and you were letting it go down to coals. It's a much more high maintenance way to do to make your ramen or your sausages or whatever. But that being said, even though these stoves are small, I think Pine Martin has one of these, or something of this size. I think it's Pine Martin I was talking to, and he said like they've done like pans stuff on these, because once you get the middle of that pan, if you have a good sort of like a cast iron pan or something, once you get that pan, once that temperature is up, you're cooking. Whereas sometimes with a thin bottom pan or like a stainless or whatever, like if you have just a small heat source in the middle, then that's kind of the only part that gets hot enough. I'm a big fan of the cast iron myself. I think it's great. We have a stainless pan at the house, and I don't like using it. I see no reason to use it. I'm just gonna crack this. There we go. Just saying, if anyone's saying anything that I have to answer to. Slip that in there without knocking everything down. No, how's about over here? Yes. Sorta. There we go. There it is. I love the smell of the fire. So, who's hanging with me? Oops, that's not what I meant to hit. There we go. Just see if there's anything I gotta be, Oh, whoa. Okay, I thought that you guys weren't even answering, but it's just that my phone was all constipated. Hold on. Damn it. Oh, you started to have a panic attack Thursday evening. I was in a grocery store a few days ago, like when they had just shifted everything from please stay a meter away from everyone to stay 2 meters away. and people were really, really weird. And I sort of just had to stand there for a minute because I wasn't having a panic attack getting on, but I was getting all kind of weepy, you know. Yeah, Tenenbaum. Mixed in with the never-ending terrifying stuff, there's the occasional important piece of information. I know, absolutely. Oh, damn it, you're a plasma donator. Okay. Yes, Herbert, you're right. So, there is the good in people showing as well as the bad. Absolutely. Um, my band, we lost out on $1 bazillion over the St. Patrick's week, because we were supposed to be gigging every week, and we lost a lot of money. But man, we know some guys who make their money as pub musicians, and some of these people have been doing like little live concerts in their living rooms and stuff, and it's so nice to see because it lightens the place up a little bit when you get to see something like that, and these people who are worried about their incomes and stuff, but still giving their music away for free, essentially. Some of them have like a link for a tip jar, and so I drop a 5 in there or whatever every time I'm watching. Not every time, but so yeah, you're right. There is definitely the good in people showing up. Damn it, your job was deemed necessary. Yeah, I'm an essential services job, and so is my wife, which makes it really crazy around here because everyone's working from home. By which I mean we've got 2 kids running around, and the missus and I are trying to work from home. Tenenbaum, you're feeling unmotivated. So am I, man, and it's bad because I have to be working. Right, I have to be working, and I'm trying to do all my. I'm trying to keep my channel going, but doing anything is a chore right now. Since I moved the camera, video is not as good as it was. Okay, how's that? Hey Tyler, how's it going? Jackie's here. Tenenbaum, your university uses Zoom. Okay. Tenenbaum, maybe I'll drop you a note later. What I'm gonna probably do is just try out Zoom. Maybe do a private live stream for with, I don't know, Tyler, would you be in with that? Seeing how Zoom works? Just a couple of guys. Damn, it's you prep right now because you can't currently... Yeah, because you can't homestead. I would love a homestead. Yeah, but it's just too expensive. Tenenbaum, I think you're right. We don't know where this is leading, and it could be bad, Jackie, you've got English Flint? Okay, I'll send you... Hey, Austin. Yes, Austin's Corner. Austin is the one who gave me the firebox. Thank you. I couldn't remember if it was you or Anthony Henry, and I didn't want to say anything until... no... Yeah, because of the wind. Hey, Austin, you tried camping last night. How'd it go? Ramen? What? Ramen? You Americans don't pronounce anything right. Yes, pegs on the feet. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Tell me how the signal is, guys. Is that better? Or should I put it... Hold on, I just got to put some more wood into the fire. I hope this is going to boil. I'm going to be real ornery if this doesn't work. Well, that was very painful. Go. I think I might be too heavy for these little... Oh, that's fine. So how's the signal now, guys? Whoops. Yes, you're right, Jackie. At least it didn't have the same fate as the Averaro. That's true. That's very true. What I think we're going to have to do, because we're not... the missus has suggested that we don't even take our usual walks anymore. So what we may do is... This is like all of our lawn furniture and stuff here. and a big bag of sand to keep all that down for when the wind really hits. I think what we might have to do is up our backyard early this year so that we can step outside and the kids can run around, because the parks are closed. If you're out on the streets and there's more than two of you standing next to each other, you have to be able to prove that you're in the same family. And people just aren't staying away from each other in this part of town. So they're talking about putting extra measures into effect for the Midwestern part of the island of Montreal, which is unfortunately where I live. So we may just have to, unpack all that furniture and stuff and just open the patio in the yard early this year. Because otherwise, I don't know how the hell we're gonna survive this. We go stir crazy. I mean, so we take a walk, but if we go stir crazy and we can't go outside, holy crap, dude. It would be cool if I could make something that's like just a pole on a spike. I'm sort of riffing off of what Tyler said in the chat. Just a pole with a spike and a little platform on it that I can put the stove on. I don't know. Maybe a little cup that the stove will fit into, but even then, because you need to have some airflow, right? Like even underneath. I mean, it's there are holes, but it's even getting airflow, like a convection thing coming up from the bottom. A cup would not be the way to do it. I don't know, but something you could just go jam into the lawn and have it up, so that you're not crouched over it all the time. Because if you're 47 like I am, and oh geez, my poor back. Big wrought iron thing, maybe just something that grabs it, but like not too hard, like a vise that you can just grab it, just enough to hold it solid, right? Just click, like small, just grab it, like on a big spike. Broke a thumb and ripped it off. Hurt like hell. So I just sort of, stuff like that often makes me wish I'd gone into like machining or something, or CNC, or no, like milling, machine milling. Just whatever you're gonna boil. I'm getting hungry, guys. Fam, as they say these days. Tell you what, fam, I'm hungry. I'm more wood. Some more wood into the pile of wood. I'm kind of disappointed that Camille didn't come out for this, but she's watching something. It's funny because like you guys see one side of her essentially, but she's definitely multifaceted in all the positive and negative ways. Sometimes if she's stuck to that iPad of hers, it can be hard to get her to come up for air, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm saying that as a guy who likes his video games, and I would gladly sit there from midnight till 3 in the morning, I don't know, killing stormtroopers or orcs or whatever, but too much screen time can really turn kids grumpy. Yeah, we know that. The experts say that. Hold on. Just let me restart the live chat. Yeah, it's funny because it stops and then I have to essentially restart the chat. What the hell's Jack in the Box? Damn it, Tyler. Yeah, you're done with Zoom. Yeah, good. Yeah, right. You stick it in, make it straight. Build backyard. Camille just asked to do that. Yeah, Dems. There's all kinds of legal aspects to being caught here as well now, because what's happened is, at least 3 or 4 provinces, including mine, have announced emergency measures, state of emergency, and all that. And that state of emergency, people don't get what a state of emergency does to your civil liberties. And I'm not saying this in any way like don't mess with my rights. What I'm saying is, when your province or wherever, at least I'm assuming it's the same in the U.S., but when a province is in a state of emergency, the government and the police have a whole bunch of powers that they don't usually enjoy. And so people who think that I can't be fined for leaving my house sick, someone was arrested because she was COVID positive and decided to go out. People who think that you can't do that are wrong. We're not even sure just how expanded police powers are in this province, because this is our first state of medical emergency ever. So don't stick around. Don't mess with it, because you don't know how much trouble you can be in. Again, I'm saying this about my neighborhood, where it's not technically my neighborhood. I live in Notre-Dame-des-Grâces. I shouldn't probably be going. Shouldn't be telling the internet too much about where I live, but I live in the largest borough in Montreal. But in terms of population and in terms of air, that as but the city just to the north of us and just to the west, east-ish, are both spots where people just aren't following the damn rules. Are we what? No. Burn it, we ain't boiling yet. Let me just restart the chat to make sure I'm not missing anything. Deep. Live chat. Boom. I'm breaking up again. Oh no. Jack in the Box fast food chain. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, got a little smoke in my eyes. This is going to be like pretty good food. Okay, good to know. So if I'm ever in the States soon, I will. Last time I was in the States, in November, went to Nevada and Arizona, and I tried 2 American chains that we don't have up here. I tried In-N-Out Burger, which apparently, if you're in that part of the U.S., you have to try. And we tried Wahlburgers. And Wahlburgers, I thought, was a pretty damn good. That was a pretty damn good burger. I'll tell you what. In-N-Out, I think, is fabulous compared to a lot of straight up fast food chains, like McDonald's or whatever. But I don't think that In-N-Out was like, I wouldn't prefer In-N-Out over like a Five Guys or something like that. Definitely not over Wahlburgers. But they're different markets, right? I mean, Wahlburgers is going for sort of the premium burger market that In-N-Out is evidently not. I heard rumors that the feds are debating charging with domestic terrorism as well. Man, down there, wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. Washington. I'm not saying anything political about your current president or the party in power. I'm saying Washington right now is Americans are going to die because the ball got dropped somewhere. I mean, you guys overtook China very quickly in terms of numbers of sick, and it's just there's no bloody hope for a quick turnaround on this. And the people whose jobs it was to watch out for the next, for pandemics and stuff in the United States got laid off because the office got closed. Which is, So I feel very badly for you guys. I mean, I don't feel great for us up here either. I mean, it's a bad time for everyone, but it's like, man, I don't. And we have a lot of in-laws down in the States, in like New York and Florida. I have a lot of in-laws. They're not my wife's in-laws, they're my wife's family. So I feel very badly for you guys. I think a lot of people who are in power right now across the globe will have their legacies made now, based on what they do now. And in some cases, I mean that in a very positive way. In some cases, I mean that in a very negative way. For instance, I don't like the Premier of Quebec. I don't. I think that his party is all about populist bull. And I don't like, as someone who lives with someone who is not white, I find these guys to be very scary, but he's doing everything right. You know, every day he's on, he's decisive. He was decisive before our Prime Minister was. He was decisive before Ontario was. There are 3 other provinces that essentially are not taking their marching orders, but every time Quebec does something, within a day or 2, they do the same thing. Because it's like he was made for this event, you know? And what I'm afraid of is that people are going to forget about the more racially charged aspects of his premiership. Not him personally, but the stuff that is not, the stuff that people are getting away with on his watch, you know? Because as in with many other places right now, you know, that's what his voting base seems to be. Adding more wood to the fire to try and stoke it back up here. Yeah, these little stoves take forever. You guys know that stove, the one with that whirs that Camille and I have dealt with in several videos. Whatever it's called, the I don't know. It's the one that has a fan built in. It's supposed to burn like smoke free and everything. That one doesn't work much better than this does, and that's a bigger stove. I think I'm sort of running out of flames here. I'm gonna have to add a little bit of, add a little second wave of kindling to catch my bigger pieces. I'm not used to keeping fires in these things going. You know, I'm used to a big old campfire. I'm not used to even like an alcohol stove, you know. What I'm used to is laying a bunch of logs, lighting a big old fire, and then adding another log on every now and again, or letting it burn down to coals so that I can cook on it. These little stoves I take, these high maintenance little guys, I'm not that familiar with, and I'm not that skilled at, you know. Part of the reason I'm using them is that I live in a city that has a ban on burning solids, like fireplaces or fire pits, you know, in the backyard and stuff. Like, you can't build a fireplace in your home. You can't have a wood burning oven, a wood burning stove. You can't have, you know, those fire pits that some people have in their backyards. You can't have any of that here. My chat's gone again. There we go. No. My chat's gone, guys. My chat's really gone this time. What the hell? Hold on. What's up here? What's going on? How come my chat's gone? Boom. Okay, nothing. Show chat. Sorry, guys. If anyone's saying anything, I can't get it to work. That might be because my hands are cold, though. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my chat. You know what else I don't know? I don't know what state my battery's in, because I don't have like a... Yeah, where's the chat? Come on, fool. Okay, hide messages. Show chat, nothing. There we go. BioLite, yes, exactly. Yeah, skin was dry. BioLite, yes, that's exactly that damn stove. I did not like that stove. I don't like that stove. I still got it in the basement, but like I don't know whether to just forget about it or to make it, a point of pride to get that thing working for me at some point. Like in a time equals money kind of world, how much effort do you put into something like that just because it costs a lot of money? Like, because I mean, saying in a time equals money kind of world makes it sound like I'm very mercenary. But what I mean is, like, if you spend $200 on something and you put several hours of your own time into it, then you're in a time equals money world. Then you're spending more than that initial $200 or $300 purchase, right? You're spending uh, whatever you would consider your hourly rate to be as well. So my question then becomes: does it remain worth it to try and get the damn thing working versus just because it's sitting there in your basement or not? I don't know. Or are you the type who, like, when something doesn't work, it becomes a source of pride for you to get it to damn work? You know, I because that's also a legit philosophy, right? If this doesn't work, man, I'm gonna make this work. This is going to work if it's the last thing I do. That's a legit philosophy, absolutely. But I also don't love endless disappointment. At a certain point, I'm very much of the "this ain't worth my time" school of thought. Like sometimes at a certain point, I just, you know what, I'm giving this thing a bad review and I'm forgetting about it, kind of thing. Because not everything is worth the effort, and that's sort of the subplot here. Not everything is worth the effort. Ah, that was dumb. I'm glad that wasn't on screen. Some things are just not worth putting the time in. You know, uh, I like my tools to work. I like them to not require. Uh, yeah, damn it. I mean, I certainly don't see. Here's the thing. Here's another thing about that BioLite stove. What's it for? Like, what's the context wherein something like that wins? Because if you're a hiker, you're not going to carry that heavy ass stove around, right? Um, if you're car camping, do you need that, or are you going to have something more sizable? If you're canoe camping, okay, maybe. I mean, like, I feel that they're really depending a lot on the fact that you can power up your cell phone with this thing. But man, it takes forever to get that power, to get enough power going to do that. Which is why it had. You can. I say a lot. Which is why you can plug it in and power it up that way, right? You power it up at home by plugging it into the wall. So then it just becomes a power bank. Well, okay, except that I already have a power bank, and power banks do not cost nearly that. Well, some of them do, but I mean, for a good power bank, you don't need to spend that kind of money. So then, what's the actual use case for this thing? What's the user story? Because it has to be something better than Inspector Gadget was camping. It has to be more than someone who's just a tech early adopter or whatever thinks it's cool. It has to be a legit use case. And I can't find the use case for that thing. I have no idea what it's for. None. No idea. just gonna put my phone in just in case, because it'd be embarrassing, right? Or I just warn you guys. I say, hey, if I suddenly disappear, oh no, the battery bank's dead. Crumbs, I should have plugged that in. All right. So if I suddenly disappear on you guys, it's not because I got tired of you. It's because my phone got tired of me. Oh well. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, I was dissing the BioLite stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't spend the money. I really don't think. Oh, you're gonna make an alcohol stove? Yeah, that's cool. You're gonna make one of those, like the ones you make out of a pop can. I see a lot of those on the two of yous. It looks like a good idea. Just forgot to put this away after utilizing it. It actually sounds like it's boiling. I think that's actually boiling. Hold on, I'm gonna check that. Yes, my lamp is actually boiling. Let me just sort of. Boom. Okay, we got boil action going on here, folks. So let me switch that around. Ain't exactly a rolling boil. But, add my noodles. Yeah, it's boiling great. It's boiling good now. Okay. Some noodles. And some more noodles. Yeah. Throw it in. Throwing it in. There we go. Noodly noodly. I cook it up for 3 minutes, I believe. This is like the least bushcrafty meal ever, except that it's just so damn easy to do. 3 minutes, then add soup base. Okay. So who's gonna count 3 minutes for me? Put this back on. One steam, but 2 steam, but 3 steam. I'm not really gonna count that up that way. Family has joined you in the kitchen and can't hear anymore. Off I go. All right, Jackie. I'll get you my address so I can get some of your fine British flint. And yes, for land's sake, Jackie, you and yours, stay healthy. Stay hale and healthy. It's important at times like this. Very important. Yes, I'll message you on the Book of Faces. This does the soul some good, guys. Sitting out here. Smell of wood burning. Whoops, that's boiling over now. So I better just pop that open. So yeah, I guess closing it was not the way to do this. Mixing up the noodles. There we go. I'll put that back to where I feel that the signal was best. Anyways, as soon as this here soup is ready, maybe I'll go and eat. Let you guys go. Just wanted to sort of share my afternoon with you guys a little bit. Not my best live stream ever, but that kind of wasn't the point today. Okay, it's my own backyard. I can pick that up and leave no trace. Yes, I do believe that these noodles are ready. Ready to go. What? Oh. I thought she was talking to me. But she ain't. I think that's the wife filling in the family on our situation. I think when a government tells people to avoid your neighborhood, it tends to up the amount of phone calls you get from your caring family members. There we go. Good old ramen. I think Tyler was saying that I should call it ramen. Ramen. You know the problem is with ramen. Same as I had in New York. Now he's in LA. Um, and he works in. He's a filmmaker, and there used to be this company here called Softy Mash. Now it's part of Autodesk. It's Softy Mash, and there's another local company, also Autodesk now, but then it was called Discrete Logic. They were the companies that made the software that used in films like Jurassic Park and stuff. And so when I go down and meet him, to visit or whatever, people were talking about Softy Maj. Down in the States, say Softy Maj, say Mazda instead of Mazda and everything. But the thing is, Softy Maj was a company here in Montreal, and you never get the ah sound in French, or practically not in Japanese either, right? So in Japanese, ramen is probably much closer to ramen, or maybe even ramen. It always sounds racist when you do that, but I mean the R and the L sound in Japanese are the same. So these people are saying softy mage just because it's French, so it must No, it's softy mage. Image. En français c'est image, c'est image. But you try to have this conversation and people just think you're being a great big jerk. Usually add egg, canned chicken, and sometimes a small can of peas. Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea because then a couple of things. There's more to it, flavor wise, and also then there's some actual food in your food, because this is not. I don't have ramen because I feel that I'm getting world class nutrition from it. I have ramen because it's simple to do a campfire, and if I'm actually camping, in fact, ramen was something that I started bringing out because I thought Camille would find it fun to cook and eat, and I was so right about that. If I'm solo, no. If I'm solo, I don't do ramen. But I needed something really simple for this live stream. I wanted to come out, eat in the outdoors on a fire that I'd made. And this is just the simplest thing I could think of. I didn't have to defrost. I didn't have to defrost a packed bacon or sausages or anything. It's just real simple. Come out, relax a bit. So good. It's not even so good. It's not good in terms of wow, what a delicious meal. It's good in terms of the context. Little fire, Morris pot, fire kit, flint and steel, eating outdoors. Next best thing it's the best thing I can have right now at a time when I'm literally not allowed to head out to the bush. I'm not even allowed to walk down the street if I don't have a reason to. So it's good in a in a soul sense rather than a taste bud sense. Hell, I even got out my Fjallraven to sort of hit the bushcraft. The bushcraft now. If you're solo, it's usually just hot dogs and alcohol. Yeah, I didn't bring any beer out. I figured I was going to be using axes and saws and knives and stuff. When I'm actually bushcrafting, the beer only comes out after it's tools down, the fire is made, the wood's chopped. It's time to eat and relax, kind of thing. I'm very, very not into the idea of drinking while using my edged tools. Most of you guys are probably the same. I know I'm talking to preaching to the choir here, but I feel that I constantly have to clarify my positions on stuff like that because there are people watching me. And because even no matter how often I say I'm not an expert on this, someone out there will watch what I'm doing and saying and do this thing. But it's such a cop out when someone, when a YouTuber does anything and then just sort of throws in, by the way, I'm not an expert, like as a get out of jail free card. Like people aren't watching what you're doing with intent to try it themselves. I've said this to you guys before, sorry guys. But I feel the need to repeat my philosophies on stuff like that. Specifically because I feel that I constantly have to be clear about that. I don't want anyone watching my videos as a how-to on anything, unless I've specifically made something that's a how-to, like how to change the saw blade on your chop saw, for instance. That was specifically a how-to. But generally speaking, I don't want anyone watching my stuff and patterning their behavior after mine. But people do that, And at the end of the day, once your video is out there, you have no control over how it gets received. You have no control over who's going to, troll you for batoning with a Canadian belt knife. And I find sometimes YouTubers who do a how-to are occasionally disseminating dangerous information. If you're doing a how-to, then you should wear your safety Sally hat. Because of the fact that you're not just doing what you do, but you're showing people how to do it. Because as soon as you're showing people how to, you're taking on responsibility there. And that responsibility comes with, there's an unwritten rule there. If you're showing people how to do something for land's sake, do it the most proper and safest way possible. Somewhere out there is someone who's hitting the woods and dying because they watched a bunch of Bear Grylls videos and figured that they knew what they were doing. And that's not anything against Bear Grylls. I have no problem with him because I watch him as entertainment. I don't watch him as it's not pedagogy for me. I see him do crazy things. I haven't actually seen him in a long time. I see him do crazy things and think, whoa, okay. But I would never pattern my own behavior on his. I have patterned certain things on Ray Mears, but I don't see even like his videos where he's showing how to do things. That to me is not a stand-in for taking a course or studying before you step into the woods. So if I learn something from a Ray Mears video, I try it in my backyard first and second, or at the lake, at my mother-in-law's place at the lake. The woods is the last place you want to try a new skill. I'm at an age where I don't adrenaline chase anymore. I don't try new stuff in a dangerous environment. I do everything I can to make sure that I'm coming home to my kids without a stay in the hospital between leaving where I am and getting home. Yeah, this could have used a little shredded chicken or something in it, some peas, an egg would be nice. Matt, the fact that eggs could kill my daughter has really changed my relationship with them. I used to just crack everything, like simple protein. Yeah, those days are gone. Yeah, I've lost the chat again. There we are. Oops. It's okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna finish this up, clean up, go inside. It's getting chilly out here. So thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Oh, Damas, you didn't know that? Yeah, she's definitely allergic. We're we're in this months-long process of getting her over the allergy through introducing a bit more every now and again. We've got her to the point where she can eat anything that's baked. And we started on pancakes, but she's hating them. Because baked, when something is baked for like 30 minutes or whatever, the egg protein is broken all the way down. We got to the point where she can eat anything baked. Stuff that's pan fried, the protein is still very much there. So we've got her on like tiny little bits of pancake. She's decided she doesn't like them. And the next phase in this is like a hard scrambled egg, like that's cooked real, But we can't get to that stage because she decided she doesn't like pancakes or waffles. So that's not stressful at all. But yeah, we're hoping for the best. She has an associated, well, not an associated. She also has an allergy to so that's next. Once we get her past the egg thing, we'll get to work on the milk thing. Because hey, buy her a muffin, and you don't have to worry about the egg, but you still have to kind of worry about whether or not there's milk in there. Yeah, I know. Doesn't like waffles. What the hell, right? Crazy little girl. These pants are gonna have to go in the wash when I'm done here because I'm just dribbling all over them. Like, I don't think the Morris pot is meant to be used as a teacup, but I forgot to bring a spoon in, so. I lost the chat again. No, I didn't. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm out of here. I'm grateful to anyone who spends their time with me on these live streams, the impromptu ones, and especially the Tuesday night ones. So thanks. It did my head some good to sit out here and talk to you guys for a while. So everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope I'll see you guys on Tuesday.